bass fishing's toughest competitors. 22 of the fastest production bass boats in the world. 3 days of stalking bass by top pros. 2 ways to win. World Championship Fishing takes off.
Nestled in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, some 80 miles south of Sacramento, sits the bustling city of Oroville, California. The city and surrounding Butte County are famous for their mining history. This area, in fact, spawned the famous California gold rush. In them thar hills of Butte County, way back in 1850, a lucky prospector made the state's second major gold discovery. There's still gold around here, gold in the form of bass, which is why 214 of America's top bass anglers have descended upon Lake Oroville, site of the Bassmaster California Invitational Bass Tournament. Held here for the first time, the prestigious 3-day event offers a total purse of $148,000 in cash and prizes. Lake Oroville is a classic Western Canyon reservoir. Covering 15,500 surface acres, the lake is noted for its clear water depths up to 700 feet. Although visible bass hideouts are sparse, Oroville is home to respectable populations of spotted bass. Less plentiful, but still in residence also are largemouths and smallmouth. For this tournament, keepers must measure at least 12 inches in length, and catching them in Oroville's deep water is sure to be a real challenge. Keys to capturing the championship will be locating schools of larger spotted bass and keeping up with them at depths ranging from 30 to 70 feet. During the Bassmaster California Invitational, our cameras will focus primarily on veteran BASS pro Gary Klein. He's just coming off a huge $215,000 win at the inaugural event of World Championship Fishing. This brand new high-stakes tournament circuit, also called WCF, is an exciting creation of BASS Incorporated, the nation's most respected name in professional bass fishing. Combining bass fishing and bass boat racing, WCF is destined to become one of the most thrilling and challenging outdoor adventure concepts of the new millennium. More WCF tournaments, all featuring an elite group of bass fishing professionals, are scheduled later this year, and you'll be able to see every one of these exciting NASCAR-like events on national television. At Oroville, Klein is returning home. Raised less than a mile from the Lake Oroville Dam, he spent all of his teen years, as well as his early adult life, learning to fish right here. None of the other tournament contenders have logged as much time on Oroville as Klein. Understandably, he's a top pick to do well in this tournament. As we join the action after day one, it appears that many of the anglers are finding fish. 5 bass limits of quality spotted bass are common, probably indicating that this tournament is going to be close. After the first day weigh-in, Neil Howard from Phoenix, Arizona, with a catch of 11 pounds, 9 ounces, holds a slim lead of only 3 ounces over 2 other anglers from Phoenix. Aaron Martins, a perennial West Coast winner from Southern California, lurched just 6 ounces off the lead. And Gary Klein's limit that weighed 8 pounds, 10 ounces keeps him in the thick of the hunt.
Today was just a fabulous fishing day. I caught the fire out of them, and I think we're going to do that the next couple of days too. But we're catching a lot of spotted bass now, and the earlier years we used to catch a lot of really nice largemouth and big smallmouth, but it seems like the environment has changed, and now it's predominantly spotted bass with a few nice largemouth kind of mixed in. But it's nothing to go out there and catch 8, 9 pound limit of them little spotted bass, or I should say good quality spotted bass. I'd like to have 9 pounds today, but if you catch a couple 3 or 4 pounders, that's really going to move you up. And in fact, you know, we were talking a little while ago that, you know, the difference with 11 pounds, 9 ounces of leading it, and to have 9 pounds, you got a shot at winning this. Everybody's in the hunt.
Stay tuned. Day 2 Bassmaster Tournament fishing action is coming next from Northern California's Lake Oroville. Day 2 of the 3-day Bassmaster California Invitational features perfect fall weather with temperatures in the 70s, calm winds, and sunny skies. Yesterday, most of the bass on Lake Oroville were caught on light spinning tackle and finesse baits in 30 to 45 feet of water. Our WCF featured pro Gary Klein and his partner for the day, Mark Perkins, began their day on a small underwater hump 40 feet down. Gary is working a plastic crawfish along the bottom, and just like yesterday, his spotted bass pattern is still producing.
A little bit bigger. Lake Oroville's got a lot of pond smelt in them, which is a little tiny minnow. And the pond smelt is a very deep orientated minnow. They stay real deep, 60, 80, 100 foot, and they put them in here for the trout. And these spots just love them. So the spots stay deep with the pond smelt, and this bay in here is full of pond smelt. And that's why it's always such a good wintertime place. The bait loads up in here, and then all the deep fish come in, and they suspend out here in these treetops, eating those pond smelt. All these fish that we're catching here are just coughing up pond smelt when you bring them up. I'm fishing a little watermelon seed crawdad on this little 1/4 ounce ball head, and all these fish that I've been catching have been out about 55, anywhere from 45 to 55 foot, and I'm just making the cast, basically just letting the bait go down. But once it hits the bottom, I pick up on it pretty quick, because a lot of times the fish will have it once it settles. But then after that, I'm just shaking it. What I'm trying to do, or at least the picture that I have in my mind, is allowing the crawdad to sit on the bottom, and just, I'm letting the pinchers kind of wiggle a little bit. Much better fish. Thanks, yeah.
In less than an hour, Klein has a limited keepers, but they're small. If he's going to remain in contention, he's got to replace these small keepers with larger ones.
That I have to get rid of.
Klein leaves the school of small fish and moves to his best area. It's a small bay he found in practice, and it's fed by 3 drainage ditches. Between the ditches are long sloping points where the bass have been holding at depths of 60 feet. Quickly, the move pays off with bigger fish.
A little bit better than average. Huh.
Take your time with this one, Gary. We got him. I don't think he's going nowhere in 90 feet of water. You know? Oh. He might have to hold that, huh? There you go, sir.
That's how we make up ground. Dude, I might be able to win it right here. There's a bunch of fish on this place.
Now he's got his kicker bass, a fat 3-pounder that should help him beat his weight of yesterday and perhaps move him closer to the $28,500 top prize.
Okay, folks, here comes Gary Klein, one of the hometown favorites in this tournament. He's from Texas right now, but he's originally from right here at Lake Oroville. He was in 40th place yesterday. He's got, he had 8 pounds and 10 ounces yesterday, and Gary grew up just right off the shores of this lake and grew up fishing here. Look at the scales, folks. He had nearly 9 pounds yesterday, and he's made a big comeback today. 10 pounds and 5 ounces for Gary Klein. How about that? Give him a big hand. All right, Gary, that's going to put you all the way from about 40th up to about probably the top 10 or so. Hold up your big fish there. Gary, we watched Gary catch this great big spot. Look at this big old spotted bass right here. Look at that. How about that one? Here's Neil Howard, who was in the lead yesterday. 5 more bass today, not quite as big, but still a great stringer. 10 pounds and 4 ounces. 10-4. That's going to put you right close to the lead, Neil. Aaron Martin's nice 5 bass limit. Watch the scales, folks. 10 pounds and 2 ounces. 10-2 for Aaron. So that's going to give you 21 pounds and some change. Aaron, you're right in there in the top 3.
After 2 days of the tournament, Neil Howard hangs on to his lead with a total weight of 21 pounds, 13 ounces. The good news is he's increased his margin to 8 ounces over his nearest competitor. But the bad news is that his nearest competitor is Aaron Martin, a deep water specialist who regularly wins tournaments on these western canyon lakes. Ryan White and Brett Hyde are only 11 ounces back. In fact, only 13 ounces separate the top 7 spots. Sure enough, Gary Klein's 10-pound, 5-ounce limit moves him up from 40th to 17th, so he's poised for a run at the title tomorrow.
Well, I think I've got a really good shot at winning the event just because I'm starting to get in tune with the fish. I'm understanding how these fish are relating to the structure, and I know a few areas that I haven't fished yet, but most important is the quality of fish are there. I mean, I caught a 3-3 off that last spot that I fished, so now I'm really starting to build confidence on how to catch the bigger fish. And I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to catch me 15 pounds.
While the Bassmaster contestants were busy with the bass, spectators had an opportunity to take a leisurely stroll through picturesque Oroville, where the Feather River winds right through town, providing an abundance of water recreation within walking distance. In addition to its plentiful shopping opportunities, Oroville's downtown district is home to one of California's most prized landmarks, the historic Chinese Temple. The temple was constructed and furnished by the Emperor and Empress of China in 1863. Today it houses the largest collection of Chinese tapestries in the U.S. Stay right here. The final day of competition in the Bassmaster Invitational should prove to be very interesting. The third and final day of the Bassmaster California Invitational Bass Tournament is shaping up just like the first two. But despite the great fishing weather, the constant pressure from 214 contenders could give bass a serious case of lockjaw, or maybe force them into even deeper water. WCF Pro Gary Klein and his day 3 partner aren't messing around. Klein heads straight for his best water, the bay, with a series of deep ditches and long sloping points. One good sign is that he has the water all to himself. None of the other competitors have located this impressive school of spotted bass. And more good news, the bass are still here and still biting.
Yeah, no, I got him.
Huh? Got it?
Better size there.
Yeah, my better size.
That fat little girl there. Thank you, sir.
But
Oh, I'm in an area that's got a tremendous amount of fish. You just got to kind of go with them. And right now, while it's low light, I just figured that a lot of these fish are sitting in these guts instead of out on the points. You know, these little troughs, they move up here at night and feed. And once this sunshine gets back out again, then I'll start catching them back out on the end point.
it's hot, huh?
Yeah. The biggest jumpers I've had. Thanks, sir.
Now Klein has been thrown a curve. Although there are still lots of bass here, the bite has slowed down, and the better quality fish that were here yesterday afternoon are nowhere to be found. With only 3 small keepers in his live well, Klein begins to hunt and peck, hopping from one area to another. He's attempting to piece together a limit and hoping to find a concentration of bigger bass.
But not hot.
Well, he barely he stuck good, but he's right on the very end of the nose. There's one. There's one. Looks like a little one belly hooked.
With his limit of 5 keepers on board and only 90 minutes of fishing time before weigh-in, Klein makes his final tournament decision. He's going for broke. He runs back to his best area, where he's committed to stay in hopes that the larger 2 to 3 pound spotted bass have moved back onto his deep points. It's do or die right here.
Well, this is the extension of the ridge. You know, we had been fishing up on top. Like I've always said, that this right here is a big end that comes all the way out, and this is where it dumps. Everything gets choked right into here. And when I pulled up on this a little while ago, Ray caught a really nice fish, and we've had 4 big old trout fall our baits in, so that's a real good sign that, you know, the trout are kind of pushing some bait up here. And this area has always been an afternoon bite for me anyhow. There's the tub.
Sure enough, the bass were bigger, but are they big enough? Gary Klein heads for the weigh-in, and we will too, when World Championship Fishing returns to Lake Oroville, California.
All right, folks, here comes Gary Klein, one of the local favorites. Give him a big hand, folks. He had 18 pounds and 15 ounces. Hang on. He had a chance here. He had nearly 19 pounds through 2 days. He needed about 13 and a half, 14 pounds. Gary, it's going to fall just a little bit short, it looks like, but you had a great tournament.
Well, you're being pretty humble. I'm going to fall a long way short.
Well, let's see what happens here. He made a great run at it. 8 pounds and 6 ounces, 8.6. But, Gary, again, you come out here to your home lake, and this had to, you told me that you slept so many nights and camped right out on that rock out there. This had to bring back a lot of memories growing up.
Well, it really did. You know, this is where I started. You know, I had the dream of fishing for a living, and I guess really I'm still living that dream. You know, just every month there's a lot of tournaments. It seems like every year it just continues to get better and grows. Most important is we're getting a lot of young kids involved in the sport.
Aaron Martin, wow, look at that bag of fish. He's got 21.5 through 2 days, and he's got 11 pounds and 7 ounces today. That's going to give him the lead, folks. 11 pounds and 7 ounces. Hold him up, Aaron.
As many of the pros feared, Aaron Martin from Castaic, California, again worked his deep-water magic on the final day, ending the tournament with a total weight of 32 pounds, 12 ounces. His drop-shotting technique gives him the win and earns him cash and prizes totaling $28,500. WCF pro Gary Klein makes a great run at the title, but his 3-day total of 27 pounds, 5 ounces falls a bit shy. He claims 15th place, a check for $1,320, and some highly sought-after points toward his 19th berth in the Bassmaster Classic to be held this July in Chicago. After the tournament, Gary reminisces about his win at the first-ever WCF event last year in Illinois.
WCF actually stands for World Championship Fishing, and I was really excited about it when I first learned about the format of the event. It's actually a fishing tournament and a boat performance event. And what we did in the event is we fished 3 days on 3 different lakes for half the day. Then the other half the day, we ran a boat performance course. We had combined of 2 weights, combination of both weights, 60% of the fishing and 40% from the boat performance. I actually ended up 5th in the fishing and 4th in the combined times to be the overall champion. I mean, gosh, at the final day weigh-in, we had 14,000 people standing on the bank. Yeah, they come to watch the final day fishing weigh-in, but they really come to stand on the bank to watch us and see just how good of boat drivers we really are. And that was really the fun part of it. And there's a lot of young kids I've had walk up to me after that saying, man, that's really exciting. And it really grabbed the attention of the younger generation. And I'm really looking forward to the future of the WCFs, and I can't really see any limits to it. I think it's going to continue to grow and get bigger.